Hello friends, welcome to another video here on Project Forge Productions channel on YouTube. Just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about PlayStation Plus games and actually do a little bit of comparing to Xbox One and how we as a channel are actually going to approach that moving forward. Let's check it out now. So before I get into the games that are actually coming to PlayStation Plus in February, which are actually available right now, so if you're watching this video and it is still February and you have PlayStation Plus, go and buy them. Go. I'll wait. Okay, I hope you paused it, but we'll move on. So what I do want to talk about a little bit is how Kyle and I approach the Xbox versus PlayStation thing. And if you guys have ever heard us talk in the past, we have a little fun competition going between the fact that I am a PlayStation person and Kyle is an Xbox person, and we like to take jabs at each other back and forth. However, that is all in good fun. That is not anything that we actually hate each other or anything like that, and actually we have a lot of fun doing it. However, what is something that Kyle and I have not always 100% agreed upon is how we actually rank PlayStation Plus games versus the Xbox games with gold. And the reason why is because they're not apples to oranges. Because yes, of course, on the Xbox you have the Xbox One and you have the Xbox 360 games. Well, a couple of, in E3 ago, when before this holiday and before Xbox, those were separate. You could only play on Xbox One, you could only play on Xbox 360. Now those have bridged the gap, with Phil Spencer saying that every single time that they have a new game coming out on Xbox 360, it will work in backwards compatibility with the Xbox One. So that has changed a lot of how people compare and contrast these games as well. Let me tell you why it still has the same problem. Sony still has Vita, and there is no such thing on Xbox that compares. So moving forward, Kyle and I will, when we do compare and contrast, and when we do talk about how much things cost comparatively, it's not going to be even. We are going to look at overall value and overall coolness or awesomeness of a game, I suppose. Stuff like that we actually care about, that will compare between the two to show what Project Forge feels is the value of those games. And we would love to hear your input too. So if you have any thoughts or ideas of how we can do that better, put them in the comments below. But for now, let's kick over to my personal opinion, the best games this month. So first things first that we are getting is you are getting Helldivers. Helldivers. If you have not heard of this game, most likely you don't follow the Sony smaller games, and that's okay. It got a little bit of recognition because it's just a fantastic game and it's an awesomely fun multiplayer. The difference in this game is that it is a top-down twin-stick shooter, but you can actually shoot your partner. Usually with twin-stick shooters, you got bullets flying all over the place and they don't let you have friendly fire. This game is completely different in that way. There's actually a turret that you can throw out that will destroy you because it's systems that make it so it won't shoot friendlies is offline. Funny. So there's a lot of awesome stuff in this game. The great thing about Helldivers is that it is cross-buy, cross-play. And what that means is that cross-buy, obviously you buy it on PlayStation, you can play it on PlayStation 3, and you can play it on your Vita. So again, this is where it comes with the comparisons of Xbox to PlayStation. You can't compare apples to oranges on that stuff. That's just not how it works. Because you can argue that there is value across 3 platforms. You can multiply that price times 3. We're not going to do that here at Project Forge. We're just going to talk about how awesome that game is. So I can actually, on my Vita, in my living room, play on my own personal screen on my Vita and play with a friend who is in the room on the big screen, or I can pick up a PlayStation 4 controller and play it with him. It's really awesome. It's a great way to actually play the game and actually have it on every spot. And because it is cross-save, you can pick up your progress from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 3 to PlayStation Vita, wherever you are. It's actually a really awesome feature. Now also coming to all the platforms in PlayStation is a game called Nova 111. This is coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation Vita. Nova 111 is a slightly different game than might be what you're looking at, and when you look at it you might think, this isn't really a game for me, but I encourage you to try it. It's also a game that if you do have a Vita, I encourage you to put it on there because it's not a huge file size, and it actually feels pretty home to me when I play it there. You have a turn-based system where you move around and you have to avoid and solve these puzzles using that turn-based system, using roguelike style combat. So if that sounds like something that's in your wheelhouse, definitely give it a try. Even if it doesn't sound like it, it's not going to hurt you to download it. It's free. Give it a shot. You might find something that you really like. I don't really like playing it on my PlayStation 4. It just doesn't feel at home to me there. However, those of you who have a Vita, like me, might find it a little bit more comfortable there. Now, the game that is exclusive on PlayStation 4 for PlayStation Plus is a game called Nom Nom Galaxy. Now, before you go off and say Nom Nom Galaxy, shutting off, this is made by Pixel Junk, who made awesome games like Pixel Junk Shooter and those type of games that are actually smaller but a lot of fun. Another thing I like is that it is couch co-op. It's also online co-op, so it's something that while you're playing Destiny or you're playing Division, you've been throwing so much time into it, it might be something that you and your friends can take a time out and play a small game like that. I'm a huge fan of Pixel Junk games. I have not given this game a try yet, but it is something that I will hop onto and hopefully enjoy. Now, these next 3 games I'm going to run through relatively quickly, not because they're any less of awesome games, but because their names actually for the most part speak for themselves. You have Grid Autosport, which comes on the PlayStation 3, and if you know anything about the Grid games, they are made by a company called Codemasters that are really awesome on these more simulation-style racing games. It is not full simulation. It's not going to be full Forza, but they have a great little career, and the Autosport one was actually a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So if you have a PlayStation 3, you might want to give it a shot. The other game that we are getting is a game called Persona 4 Arena. Now, this is Persona 4, so of course, if you're a Persona fan, you're going to like it. If you don't like Persona, you're probably not going to like it. So it's back and forth between the two. But hopefully this is something that you will find value in. And if you haven't picked it up and you're a Persona fan, this is something to get you into the mode of Persona again. The last one is for Vita. It's called Lemmings Touch. And if you guys remember the Lemmings game quite a long time ago, it is just like that, but with more with more touch controls. So if it's worth it, give it a shot. Try it out. So if you haven't seen Kyle's video for the Xbox Games with Gold, I'm going to link it in the corner. Okay, so just click it. It's going to pop up right now. Here we go. Click it. Okay, cool. So you can check out all the games there. I will say that this month is not really great for both sides. I personally love Helldivers. It's a great game. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it. But it's not really to the level of awesomeness that I've been seeing from PlayStation Plus. Now, the cool thing about Xbox is that they do have Gears of War 2 in there, which if you missed on Gears, please go back and play. You will thoroughly enjoy the game. I hope that you will. And actually, when it comes to third-person shooters, dang, those games are absolutely fantastic. One of my most favorite things about Gears is that when you reload, you can actually have, it's a small like mini game type thing where you have to hit the spot to reload quickly and you give yourself a slight bullet boost. So that's pretty cool. Go out and check out that game if you haven't. Other than that, I can't speak really highly of the other Xbox One games that are available. I shouldn't say Xbox Ones, just games with gold in general. I can't speak super highly of them. However, if you ask me, I can't really speak super highly of the other PlayStation Plus games this month. They're very fine games, just like they're fine games on Xbox, but this month for me personally has been slightly more of a letdown. So that is kind of what I'm looking at, and I don't want to compare game to game, all the way down. That's not what I want to do, as I said before. It's just more of as a bulk. I haven't really enjoyed what I've gotten this month, especially because I already owned Helldivers before. I've gotten my gameplay out of it. That's fine. I'm just more happy that more of my friends are not going to be able to play that game with me and enjoy it. So that's another thing that's awesome too. However, if you did not buy the Gears Ultimate Edition and you did not get Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and Gears of War 4, Gears of War Judgment, now is an awesome time to hop in and decide if you do like the Gears franchise with the game that kind of really defined the franchise moving forward. Alright everyone, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you want to go ahead and follow us, that would be awesome. You can follow us on Twitter. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, and also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Project Forge. We would love to have you hang out with all of our streams. We are going to be streaming a lot of the Division in March, and also, as I'm sure you guys have not seen, to those who already follow Kyle everywhere on Twitch and also here on YouTube, he built his gaming PC, and he will have something along and kind of show you guys what's all awesome about that. It's his pride and joy, so we'll move on from there. But please do something with this video, share it out to your friends, let us know we exist, and we will see you next time.